Yes, you are at the right place. Yes, you have arrived at Dad's RC Hangar on that wonderful feeling of a Friday. Yes, it's that Friday feeling again. Trouble is, my feeling's a bit mad at the moment because I am sorting out the hangar. As you can see, I've got parts everywhere, boxes everywhere, glue everywhere, foam everywhere. I've got stuff everywhere. So trying to build the plane is kind of fun. But yes, I did carry on building last week, and this is what we're going to watch the video today. And then I'll show you later on what sort of state of play we are. And then I'm going to get cracking on this. Unfortunately, flying's out the question. Yes, the heavens have opened all last night, and the heavens are open today. And there is a weather warning of severe long rain. So yes, it's a wet Friday feeling, but that's okay. It doesn't stop us getting excited, building and flying indoors if we can, and flying in general, or racing cars or boats or whatever you can do, or even quads. Whatever's going to make that Friday feeling for you, this is what it's all about. So without further ado, let's show you, or carry on what I did last week on the building of this wonderful plane. Alrighty then, so the tail section. Okay, so we want to get things level and straight, which is kind of scary that I've just found anyway. I don't know. You're a bit zoomed in, a bit too close really. I think the camera's bolts about. Excuse the lights. Oh my god! Right, so what I did is I measured between these two elevators here, or between the elevator along the bar, and I found myself a centre point. So presumably that would be a good start for a centre point. Now when I push this in here, keeping that centre point, excuse me, centre of the gap, pushing it so it's level. If I feel on this side, I've got more flat area than I do on that. If I look at the covering says that is straight, which means there's more flat surface. So you've got the angled surface and then it goes flat in the middle. This is a bit of a pickle, because whether that will change the flight characteristics, I don't know. But it's kind of scary to say that there's no sort of place of centre, which you would have thought that would have been if I put my fingers on here. I can feel where it comes over, like of the slant to the flat edge. Flat edge. That is about centre there. And if I push at the back there, that's kind of flat there. So then obviously we've got the covering that's really fat this side and not this side. So is the covering out of skew width? Did they not put the covering on properly? Or is everything out of skew width? But what I do need to find out is on the flat edge where the centre is. And that's where I should go for the centre. And as long as this back looks level with the back, we should be golden. But it's kind of scary because, you know, whether, you know, if I've got it that way and we're sort of doing the elevator, that could end up all sorts of places. You know, I'm not sure, you know, what to do there. So I'm going to do a bit more measuring. Alrighty, so I did put this across the flat edge, kind of begins here and here. I got the centre of that flat edge, the centre between the two elevators. And then I drew a line in pencil, which is not the best thing to do on black. I could do with like a white pen or something, but anyway. And then I just put this strip in either side of it an equal distance to give me a black line in the middle. And I'm hoping that should be our line of centre, as to say. So if I just squeeze it in there, trying to get centre line, sort of about there, I would say. Bit over, a bit more maybe, just there. It's hard to get dead centre, even though you do want dead centre. Yeah, because there's some weird flying characteristics in the air, I would have thought. So I reckon that, and if I feel either side of here, that's pretty even Stevens now. So yeah, so important note there, never go too much by what you see on the graphics, because you can see that graphics that side is out further than this one, but the flat edge here is almost equal. Well, it is equal. I mean, it's, yeah, it feels like it anyway, without getting some sort of micrometers and God knows what else. That is pretty centre. And then what you need to do is have a pencil which is semi-sharp, and if I clamp these together, what I'll do is I'll draw a line back here and then draw a line back on this one. Of course we've got to do the bottom, but that'll be a lot easier to do once you've done the top, because it basically be a mirror image. So hopefully that has scored the line. Now I don't know if you'll be able to see that. If I just get the light on it right, you can just see the line I've scored. It's highlighting the lines, if you see that. So then what I'll do now is I'll bring a tape, I'll put a width tape across there, a width tape across there, and then the centre can be cut out. So we can quickly do that while we're on some sort of weird camera angle here for you. There you go. Don't do anything live. Well, it's not live, but you know what I mean. So what I do is I want to go to the inside edge, like so, and bring it across like so, and do the same with this line tape. Great stuff this, it really is. Like so. Okay, so I have finished stripping it off, and there's the white. I don't want to show you too much of that because it will blind you. But you know when you've done actually right, because there is a centre line right there where the balsa joins, and it's like a bit of balsa filler. And I'm just going to go in there like so. Just draw that. Sorry, as I was looking at my phone. Well, not my phone, my watch. You can see that there? Yeah, I'm sure you can. Which then is going to give us a centre line there. So then when we push it with glue, we know that we'll get the centre right there. And then hopefully the back should be centre. there you go. So I'm happy with that. I just get a feelie at the front and it feels good. Now with the horizontal, vertical stabilizer, that just slips in just like that. I don't know if you can just actually see, there we go. It's quite, there you go, so that's nice. So that I haven't got to worry too much. I just need to score the lines across there again as well, and making note that it sticks out the back a bit before I think about gluing it. So then I'll just leave a bit of tape seen there, so you know you don't see it. Once I've done that, what then I will do is I will get my trusty duct tape, and what I want to do is I want to put this right across the edge, just to, not for placement, but I just don't want glue spilling out. And I want to do it this side as well, and be back again. Yes, okay, so I've left this drying for 30 minutes using a 30-minute epoxy, and she's solid. I always leave this like that, so then when this is hard, I know that's hard. Easiest thing to do. Right, so there we go. We cut the material off here, done the same thing. Drew a line, put some line tape, which obviously there's a bit still on there. Put the line tape, and then I'll score it in a minute. But before I do that, you get a pack in here. That's for your tail wheel. That obviously helps you steer as well. If I can get open the bag, he says. There we go. So the tail wheel section needs to go in here, and basically the on here, if I can get it in here, it actually fits in the end there. Now you need to do this obviously before you actually glue on, because once you glue on, you're not going to get access. Sorry, you're not going to get access to that at all, because it'll be button up on. So if I just do here, if you can see that, you probably can't because this my camera is in the totally wrong position for doing this, but there you go. You'll see it there anyway. There you go. So then that turns the wheel, and then you've got a little plate. Let's get that back up again, stick that over there, and a little plate to fit that goes across the bottom. So, but before this actually goes on, which I'll pull it back out again, I don't think we could put a bit of gunk there. There's two screws there because the actual wheel, if I can fit it on, there's no sort of, there's a round edge there, so let's do that one there, I think. So there's like a beveled edge and then a flat edge, so I think. Make sure that's on there as well before you put it on, because then what happens is I need to move that down a bit actually. But that goes down there, and then that gets screwed onto the fuselage to hold it all together and hold the wheel together. So I'm going to move that down anyway. It's just like a 2mm hex nut or hex bolt, hex driver, whatever you like to call it, and bring that down. And then yeah, there's a little diddy wheel. It's a nice little rubber actually. It's nice, that is. I like that. Don't ask me why, I just kind of do. You're back already. Wow. Well, there you go. It wasn't mega amounts because it's just, yeah, time and everything. But here she is. Now, this is going to be extreme close-up. I'm sorry about this. But, yeah, this is how she's ended up. So there's the motor and everything else. I'm hoping that you can see all this. I'm going to try and put thingy focus. And there's the bottle in there. Now, I've got a bit of rubber underneath there. And then I've got two straps, Velcro straps. And this will be the filling tube, which I'm going to keep on. I'm just going to keep that. I'm not going to do like the other planes that I've done. But she sits well. She looks absolutely awesome. I haven't put the prop on her yet or anything else, but she's great. I've started connecting all the stuff inside, if you can see that. I've still got to connect these two servos here for the back. As you can see, the wheel is on and done, which is fantastic. And also I've put all the bits and pieces on, so the control rods and other stuff, which is all there, which is all good, and it's all going to turn and it's all going to do funky stuff. So there you go. I mean, I have got other bits and pieces to do, obviously, to get her finished, but she's there. Unfortunately, it's going to be another build video. I'm ever so sorry, but I know a few people are building this model, so this RC plane. So obviously, if there's some tips in there, then that's brilliant. And if you do want to know extra stuff, then let me know. But yeah, so she's all straight, as you can see. Lovely. It's lovely in the middle. You have to excuse all the lights and everything else. I am literally squashed into a corner of about 2 foot square. Yes, it's mad. But it's going to be looking great. And all these lovely boxes that you can see behind me, with all these bits and pieces and screws and other bits and pieces. And it's just going to make it a lot better for me to find. I was looking for an igniter for this plane. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do it manually or not. And automatic igniter, I didn't think I had any. I've got 3. Yes, I've got 3 in different boxes around the hangar. Yeah, so I've got to do it to save me money. But you'll see anyway next week what it's all about. But yeah, lovely. Fantastic. Yeah, any questions that you want to, please leave it in the comments and ask me. So I've got to try and put this plane down gently because there's no space for it at the moment. There's too much stuff going on, it really is. Even my Mr. BMFA little Henry is Henry. That's what his name is, Henry. And I've even found my Spitfire pilot, and I glued his foot back on. I found his foot. Spit it out, boy. Foot. But yes, but we are changing this pilot, and we are going for a different company, which I saw on one of the trade shows or shows, flying shows, and that make this sort of thing, and they look a lot better quality and fantastic. But now I found him, I can measure him up so I get the right size, because, you know, for the Spitfire, it didn't say. Yes, I know there's still builds going on and everything else in the hangar. It's always crazy in the hangar. You know, the Pilatus, yes, that's nearly done. It's down there, and it's got a new hood. Oh yes. And the Spitfire, yes, once I've cleaned up in here, I've got a sticker on the back and put the wings and work all that out, which obviously they won't be flown until next year, once I've built up my momentum. ACERT this year, I doubt it now, unless I get a really good spell of weather, or we get a really good spell of weather. So it's a shame, and I can only apologise for almost, you know, following my journey going, oh, really, Chris? But you know, I can fly at Skylarks Field. They're quite happy for me to fly there. You know, I'm safe, even though I've been crashing my planes of late. But there you go. Stuff happens. So, on that bombshell, if you're out this weekend, then have a great time. Get out, get all your RC stuff out. But don't forget, be safe and keep safe, because these things can be sort of fun at the end of the day, especially when you're messing with Nitro. But get out and enjoy yourself, you know. Even if it's indoor flying, you're going to be enjoying yourself. It's just fun. Indoor racing, anything else if it's bad weather. But still keep that Friday feeling, because that's what it's all about then. At the end of the day, this RC hobby is fantastic and keeps you full of strength and love. And you meet so many great people. This is the best thing about it. You know, you meet some really good people, you have a laugh, and then you all meet up next summer for a barbecue and a beer and some flying, and it's what more can you want in life, eh? Anyway, listen, thanks for popping by. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It does help the channel at the end of the day, and like and all that sort of lovely stuff. And if you want to become a member and support Dad's RC Hangar, then join the membership and get some funky stickers and funky stuff and all sorts of bits and pieces. So until then, have a great time and thanks for popping by. See you now. Ta-da.